你个人觉得台湾是独立的吗？还是你觉得我们是他们的部分？
我自己个
So he's got someone up on the screen that asks a guy on the street if he thinks Taiwan is independent or not.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I personally think Taiwan is independent.
个人认为台湾是独立的，但是我
But I don't think Taiwan as a country
不认为台湾在这个国家被国际认还已经被认可。
is fully recognized by the world as as officially independent. So he's basically saying, agreeing with what we're saying about Taiwan.
It's not.
就是还没有到达officially 独立。对我来说，我觉得跟中共的密切关系绝对是能带来经济很好的成长，但是我又不希望台湾原有的这个民风淳朴的这个好。
So he's making a distinction between Taiwanese economic growth and the Taiwanese culture, which I guess are diverging along the way, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's saying, listen, this is totally reasonable. It's like, everyone, they would like, it would be wonderful if, if Taiwan and China could have trade relations that weren't totally crazy. That would be great. That'd be wonderful.
Right.
Right. But I don't think but that's the problem. The ball's in China's court. If China wanted to not be fucked, then, things wouldn't be fucked. They have total control of the situation.
Well, a lot of it, the problem is just the autocratic nature of China.
Yes.
Is very destabilizing. It's weird because, I mean, autocracies are a lot less stable than democracies.
Yeah.
Just you decentralize power, and it's much more difficult for people to abuse power because they don't have that much of it to abuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Xi Jinping has a lot of power to abuse, which it also creates this atmosphere where the only way to gain a lot of power is through politics, which sucks.
Which is always a very dangerous thing to set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
我的文化被他们破坏掉，因为我非常知道，如果他们统治了之后会变怎么样子，所以我还是希望我们能够保有言论自由跟台湾。
So that's the thing. Like for the most part, it's not dissimilar to the Hong Kong stuff. Where
I like how the guy's like, I still want to maintain, my own culture and freedom of speech, and Hasan was just mocking freedom of speech as being like this, useless thing. It's 2 seconds ago.
I guess that's gotta be a huge ordeal. Like if you're Taiwanese and you're thinking, okay, well, the government's going to be taken over and they're arresting people in China for posting Winnie the Pooh memes. You're going, I kind of don't want that happening here.
Yes.
Like I'm kind of down with people hate it when they get freedoms taken away, when they lose freedoms. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny. All this is completely going over Hasan's head. And he doesn't, is he even reading? I mean, we're listening to a guy, there's subtitles on the screen. So that's why you guys are not hearing what we're saying. But we're kind of reading and trying to catch you up. I hate it when I listen to a video and I had, the creator hasn't, dubbed the subtitles because I don't like to read.
You're anti-reading, I understand.
Normally my wife reads the subtitles to me, so I don't. It's like unless I'm watching videos with my wife, I don't have my reader available.
会变怎么样子，所以我还是希望我们能够保有言论自由跟台湾。
So that's the thing. Like for the most part, it's not dissimilar to the Hong Kong stuff, where one of the major points of contention is Chinese social control. That is a gigantic problem. It's true. It is a huge part of the process. A lot of people understand the economic power of aligning with.
I like that. And this has been edited out, but I can almost guarantee you what happened. Is that after his stupid rant, he was bullied into his chat to watch this video because his take was so shit. And now he's trying to temper it a little bit. Like, well, I mean,
he's trying to walk it back. The chat is showing is forcing him to empathize with the people of Taiwan who are in this situation.
It's like, yeah, okay, maybe freedom of speech is important, guys. Listen.
If you think about it for 5 seconds, you come to this conclusion.
I know.
I can't believe. Did you see the thing where they arrested some guy in Great Britain for posting some meme?
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Can you imagine?
No.
The popo shows up on your front porch because you posted something online?
What the hell is going on in England? Jeez.
Yeah. Guys, you guys got to figure that out.
With China will
Don't expect our help, Carl.
bring, right? And they have been. That's the reason why it's just like, that's the reason why it is perfectly fine for many of these people to say like, yeah, we have a relationship with China. Of course we have to.
How many wait, look at the amount of cuts.
I know.
Okay.
He's a regular Max Headroom here. I'm telling you, he's bouncing around like crazy.
I guess he's nervous because it's cutting like every 2 seconds, but he's not actually saying anything. It's just like that.
That is a gigantic problem. It's true.
Cut.
It is a huge part of the process. A lot of people understand the economic power of aligning with China will bring, right? And they have been. That's the reason why it's just like, that's the reason why it is perfectly fine for many of these people to say like, yeah, we have a relationship with China. Of course we have to have a relationship with China, except the Chinese social control is incredibly authoritarian. And it's true. It is incredibly authoritarian. There is make no mistake on that.
Then why the fuck are you simping for them? You fucking maniac.
I know.
Look
how long it took to get to this point. Yes.
Why the hell are you simping for autocrats? Like, same question for Ukraine and Russia. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Ukraine, but I know for damn sure Putin is an autocrat. Like, why are you simping for these people, Hasan?
Because it's just the same, Adam. It's exactly the same.
It's not. It is not.
Same. Yes, it is. It's the same.
Look, America is...
You don't like my It's the Same voice?
America is accountable.
Yeah.
Like, our government is held accountable to the people. It is. I don't care what conspiracy theory you want to put out there about money in politics or whatever you want to think. The bottom line is they have to get a certain amount of people that are going to show up at the polls and vote for them. Like, sure, if you want to believe that we live in a world where, you know, they can put different colors on the screen and hypnotize people into voting for them. Like, there are, I think there are 30% of the population who are hypnotized by tribalism and are going to vote Democrat. There's 30% of the population that are hypnotized by tribalism that are going to vote Republican. But there's a good 5% in there that are like, they got their brains on, okay? They're paying attention. They're the king makers. That's right, Carl. The king makers. Yes. They're the ones that decide every single election. And they call them like, what do they call them? They call them the Reagan Democrats. They call them the Obama Trump voters.
Right.
Yeah. These people are paying attention and they're deciding elections.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking turn your brains on, guys. Be part of the 5%. Don't be part of the Hasan, I'm going to vote. Like, who does Hasan probably doesn't even vote. I don't know. Who does this guy vote for? He probably didn't vote for Biden, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he came out of favor of Biden.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he did.
Yeah, I don't know. Next election's going to be... It's going to be an interesting one. Why the fuck are we... I don't know. It's boring. Like, I just can't believe we're arguing over abortion again. I'm so demoralized. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
I see why people run away from politics. Hopefully things get ironed out, but we'll see.
And that is precisely the reason why so many people are like, no, fuck that. Of course, that would mean doom and gloom for us. Oh my God, you admit it? Wait, what? Dude, I feel like people never hear what I ever say.
That's true of the internet, Hasan. Nobody ever hears what you say.
Uh-huh.
Like, people never fucking hear what I say and just assume what my positions are and just go along with it and then...
Holy cow. Sitch, he's saying something I agree with.
Yeah, but I agree with it in general, but not with him.
Right. Well, his positions are whatever you want them to be, though. So
He just fucking said that multiple times in this video that America is equivalent to China in terms of its authoritarianism,
Of
in
course.
terms of the bad stuff it's doing. Okay?
Right.
He can't run away from that. He can't suddenly now pretend like nobody hears what I'm saying. It's like,
look,
oh my God.
He's like, I just backpedaled for 5 minutes and none of you.
Right. Well, here's the fucking question, Hasan. If you honestly thought that America was equivalent to China, okay, how the fuck do you sleep at night? Why are you not in the streets fighting the government? Why were you not there on January 6th, revolting?
Yeah, that's
Why are you not doing something?
Question.
You're sitting on your fucking ass, shoving tennies in your mouth, making millions of dollars talking bullshit. If you honestly think the U.S. is as bad as China, why the fuck are you not doing anything about it?
Yeah, stand up.
Yeah, that's why all these people are full of shit.
Well, I guess he would say that he's on his YouTube channel.
Yeah,
inspiring the future revolt.
Sure.
Well,
sure, you're doing a lot.
I mean, I don't think it's that bad.
Mm-hmm.
If I was in Hasan's shoes, I would think it would be less bad because he's got that nice Porsche and stuff. I don't have that. I don't have a nice Porsche like that.
And get mad. And then when I regularly and routinely admit things that I have said time and time again, you're like, what?
这些很好的文化。然后，对我现在还在观察，就是如果香港真的变成了很可怕这样。
So they have a problem with Hong Kong too, I guess. Does Hong Kong want to be independent?
Yeah. Well, remember when there was all that
I do.
Rioting and everything.
Beijing is the capital. So that's where the center of power is with Xi Jinping and all his cronies. And Hong Kong was like, we want freedom of speech and stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because they were, they weren't part of China for, 100 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
或者说是新疆已经沦陷了嘛，新疆就是已经很可怕了。那我现在就是还在看香港这样。
我觉得台湾一定是独立的国家。我们就是一个独立的小岛，但我也不会，就是我也不是所谓的台独立场。我觉得其实
we can't run long like people that are just listening.
Do you want me to read that?
Well, and I mean it's so small on the screen. I don't even know if they can read it. So
okay, well, if you want it, I'll read.
No, give the rundown. So
I mean, the guy's just saying, I feel that Taiwan is an independent country, but I think it's better to not start a fucking war and to keep the status quo.
Right.
That's what the guy said. Which is obvious, which I'm sure is, as the polls show, that's the majority of people's opinion in Taiwan.
This is basically like an arranged marriage for a green card. They're like, oh yeah, we're married. But, I go out and fuck around with whoever I want and like do whatever I want. So,
right.
Yeah, this is great. Don't you feel? I mean, it kind of seems like that.
Sure, maybe that's a good way of thinking about it.
It's like I don't, let's just keep it friendly, right? We don't have to be enemies here. Don't go starting a war.
维持现状也蛮好的，因为我们现在该有的权利或者是什么，然后国际
CPC claims the reason for Chinese social control is to defend themselves from U.S. interference. What's your response to this? I mean, it's the same as like fucking Cuba. It's the same as all of these other countries that we have declared authoritarian. And there is authoritarianism in that kind of social control. Obviously, I am a preferer, okay? My preference is the neoliberal method of control. The creating the idea that there is like some kind of free flow of information and
Oh!
What a fucking bitch. This is not...
okay.
That's
all
not the case at all.
Right. Well, first of all, he just said a bunch of nonsense because the person says China claims the reason for their social control is to defend themselves from U.S. interference. Okay, and at first he's sort of like he's like saying he agrees with this.
I mean, it's the same as like fucking Cuba. It's the same as all of these other countries that we have declared authoritarian. And
so he
makes it sound like it's a declaration that's untrue.
Yeah, when you say we've declared them as authoritarian. So he's at first he's like saying that they're not authoritarian.
Right.
But then he tries to walk it back because he realizes that that's an insane and stupid thing to say.
Yeah.
There is authoritarianism in that kind of social control. Obviously, I am a preferer, okay? My preference is the neoliberal method of control.
Now, of course, when it benefits him and his pocketbook, okay, when it benefits his bank account, suddenly, oh, well, listen, I'm a big fan of neoliberalism, okay?